Hello, my crafty friends. It's Ashley Pfeiffer, the maker behind Stamped AF. It is Wednesday, March 2nd. It's Ash Wednesday. Please give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're here and you can hear me. How's everybody's week going? It's been a good week so far? I hope so. I don't have a whole lot of updates. I have a couple of things I'm going to show you at the end. Hello, Feline. Can you hear me? I hope so. I swear to gosh, this always looks so much worse in the camera than it does in person. All this light. Hi, Karen. Thank you for putting your name in there. Sorry, I'm not home alone. But my son is in the basement and my daughter's puppy is driving me insane. The two males don't stop barking. So I'm going to apologize right now because they're driving me out of my mind and I've got nowhere to go. Thank you so much for sharing, Feline. Hi, Kim. So I just need to try a little something. So remember, was it last week or the week before, I was all prepared to show you all this website stuff and then I couldn't figure it out. This software makes me feel very tech unsavvy. I was going to say untech savvy, but no, that's not a thing. I don't even know that unsavvy is a thing. Makes me feel very stupid. So I'm not even kidding. I have spent the last hour and a half trying to get this to work. And I'm hoping that it was just not working because I wasn't live. So just bear with me for a second. You might lose sound, but just bear with me. I'll be right back if it doesn't work. Yeah, it's not working. Still not working. Nah. So you're supposed to be able to just like drag and drop it and it works, but it's not. So if you can see my hands down here, you can kind of see where I'm going with this, right? But I wanted to show you, I had the flyer printed last week for the Savings Are in Bloom promotion. So I shared an image for my host code, which I can't show you on here because they don't make screen sharing easy. I don't know why I'm in preview mode. Back to live mode. Huh? Anyways, thank you for sharing. They do know when I'm live. I think the echo is when I move to a different scene. Ooh. Anyways, so I was going to show you all the bundles that are 20% off this month, but I showed you last week, and really all you have to do is go to the website, go under sales and specials, which is near the top. I would love to show you, but you know what? Let me see. Cover your eyes for just a second. I'm going to make this super awkward. I'm going to take my phone off and I'm going to show you. Come out. Okay, I'm done moving now. So I'm going to show you, this is where you go. Savings Are in Bloom. I know I'm on the US site right now, but that's okay. We're going to scroll down and it will show you all of the bundles that are 20% off. And for those of you that are demonstrators, whether it be as a discount shopper or a demonstrator, you are getting your discount on top of this. So let's say, for example, that this is the US price. It's 56, I want to say, in Canada. You're getting your 20 or 25% off discount on top of that. So I'm going to cover this up. Oh, and I want to show you, we are going to case one of the cards that's in here. And I had it open because that's where I was going to refer to it. But then I moved. So we are going to case this one because I want to do something for the Ukraine and I can't do much, but I can do this. So I'm going to cover you back up for a sec. I know this is so old school, but at least you can't see what I'm doing, right? I'm not making you dizzy. Okay, so there we go. So I thought I'm going to case this, and everything that I've been seeing shows that these, like Daffodil Delight and Pacific Point, would be more of the, hi Linda, I think it's Linda, just as Facebook user, but I'm pretty sure it's Linda. Squirrel. I'm going to focus. So Daffodil Delight and Pacific Point, which don't look exactly, this looks more Blueberry Bushel right now. It just didn't work with this card. So we're going to stick with Bumblebee and Misty Moonlight. I know these aren't exactly the colors of the flag, but it's the thought, right? And I'm also going to use my mini because that's part of this promotion, right? So if you don't already have the mini, you can save 20%. And this poor little guy does not get a whole lot of use in my craft room because I want to fit as many things on my plate at a time as I can. Let me get these out of the way. So let's cut this down. I'm going to leave, I think, a little bit of white, so I will cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. Sorry, runny nose all of a sudden. How is everybody doing? Are you doing well? Staying safe? I'm going to cut this down just a little bit because it won't fit through the mini right now. So the mini is only 3 inches wide. And I was gonna say, I feel like this is a little bit too, no, it'll fit. That one's too small. Nose. What is this plate? It is 3 1/2. So let's cut this down to 3 1/2. And then it will fit. So in case you were wondering why the bundles that are on sale, it's because they all coordinate with the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. There is method to the madness. Oh, Jennifer, I hear you. We have had record-breaking snowfall this year, like 3rd highest in history. So I just want you to see, in case you've never noticed, because it's kind of hidden, when you're going through the catalog, if you see this little mini, it means that can fit with the mini. So let's find one in here. I would think that one would fit, but maybe not. There will be a little icon, but as soon as you have something that's over that 3 1/2 inches, it will no longer fit. So do you see? Mini, mini. I've probably skipped a few. That one definitely wouldn't. I'm not going to go through the whole catalog, I promise. I just want to find one more that says mini. Right there. So that's what you're looking for. If you only had the mini. Oh, it's Monday of your 4-day week. That sucks. I just had day 1 of 3 in the office. So I can kind of relate. Oh, so out of breath. Okay, so what we need is some basic white because in this image, which I wonder if it's in the catalog. It's almost like I'm doing mystery stamping, isn't it? You can't really tell what I'm doing, but can you ever? I mean, I usually don't know what I'm doing. So what we need to do is we're going to stamp this huge sunflower. And if you're wondering, like me, why the sunflower is relevant with the Ukraine, this is the country's national flower. Like, hello, I'd love to live in a country where the sunflower is the national flower. Albeit not right at this moment, but we're going to stamp that. So I'm going to use my Stamparatus. I like to use that when I've got a larger stamp because I'm only getting one chance to get this right. So because it is red rubber, I do not need the foam mat. Place that in there. I'm going to stamp it on some basic white with Misty Moonlight. And then we are going to die cut the outline with Misty Moonlight. And we can do a couple of leaves. Although I'm kind of thinking I just want this blue and yellow. So we'll see. Misty Moonlight. So speaking of Misty Moonlight, the 2020-2022 in colors are going to be leaving us soon. R.I.P. Cinnamon Cider and Misty Moonlight. I'm going to miss them so much. So if you need cardstock, ink refills, if you don't have the ink pads, whatever you need in those colors, you need to get them sooner rather than later because they go fast. I think the cardstock is always the first to go, but make sure that you're not disappointed. You need to go and order it now before it's gone. See, do you see why I wanted to use this? I'm giving it some extra pressure over here. I probably could have moved this out a little farther, but I'm giving it extra pressure to make sure that I get a good impression. Oh, it moved on me. Not enough that it's terrible. And it's going to be underneath this other one, so that will do. Okay, we'll give this a quick wipe. You know I can't just put it off to the side and clean it later. You know that about me, right? We all have our quirks. So the other bit of stamping that I want to do is on the bumblebee. I am going to take this little sunflower and stamp it tone on tone, kind of around, well, the whole thing. We'll use some vellum behind it. So bumblebee, honestly, I'm not going to miss bumblebee because I feel like it's so close to crushed curry. Although when I look at the ink pads, they're not all that close. But for me, that one's not a big loss. But cinnamon cider. Mind you, I've been warning cinnamon cider for months. Tiffany's like, it's not even gone yet. I'm like, I know, but it's leaving. If you were interested in my Stampin' Bingo, hi Crystal, the one that I was planning to have in March has been canceled. I didn't have the numbers that I wanted, and I never do a bingo this late into a catalog. I feel like at this point people have the stuff that they really want. So I am going to plan the next one for just after the launch of the new annual catalog, which is usually what I do. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier for this one, but that's what I'm going to do. So stay tuned for that. I am just looking at this. It might have been stamped on Balmy Blue. I didn't think to open the recipe. So what I'm going to do is take a blender pen and color that. But before, actually, I want to use some Daffodil Delight, and I need to add some spritz. And if you've never spritzed with Stampin' Blends before, it's awesome. It is more subtle than a Stampin' Write marker, but you do want to be careful not to wreck your tip. So one of my best tips is, one, don't press too hard, and two, rotate it so that it's not that same part that's getting flicked every time. And if you do want some that are a little more obvious, take your Stampin' Write marker. But I like the subtlety of the Stampin' Blends. Speaking of Stampin' Blends, the markers, hi Susan, the labels for the markers are on my website. So there are labels for each of the colors. You can get the Focus, you can get the Cricut Design Space version, which is a print then cut. You can get the Brother Scan-A-Cut. Oh my gosh, focus, would you? Come on. I don't know why it's doing this. Look, you can see them better there. Focus, focus. Oh, had it for a second. Anyways, they are on my website. They are $5 for the Brother Scan-A-Cut and the Cricut versions, and they are $5.25 for the physical version. Mostly because, one, I have postage, and two, I know it's not a quarter, but Two is so that when I get an order for a physical one, I know that I have to do something. Because when they were $5, I had to go and search every time to see if I was printing them or not. And for those of you that have ordered them with me already, the physical ones, they are en route to you. Okay, so that's that. Let's move this up here and do this. I know, right? It's like, no, I don't want to focus on these markers. I want to focus on that sunflower. Okay, so I'm just going to use this blender pen and bring some of that blue in. If you wanted to skip this part, you could definitely stamp it on Balmy Blue, although that seems a little dark. I would suggest a blender pen over the new water painters. I'm going to be honest, I don't love the new water painters. I don't know if it's just me, but I have a heck of a time getting them to squeeze. And I feel like they suck the color up. Like the brush always ends up the color that I've used it with. I don't know if it's just me. Like, am I doing something wrong? So this die layers on here, and you basically just have to turn it. What I like to do is find one petal that looks different and line it up. See? All I needed was that one that's a little bit different. I can see that it juts out here, and that's that. But once you figure it out, if you want to put a mark on there so that you know where it is, totally do that. Hello, sweet Facebook user. Hi, Dawn. Thank you for sharing. Hi, Jean. Getting a late start tonight. In case you're interested, I was in the office today. I want to take some stick off of that. And after I left work, I had to go deposit some cash because, well, you can deposit a check with your phone. You can't do that with cash. Duh, right? My scissors. I know they are with the Creativity Delivered stuff. I have one more card to prep tonight, the second card up. So I'm on the fourth card. I need to do the second of the fourth card. Does that make sense? Anyways, on my way home, I had to go deposit money, and then I had to go and mail some stuff. And I ran out of windshield washer fluid when I was out the other day. And of course I get in this morning, I'm like, I forgot. So I went and did that, and then came home and had like pulled chicken nachos. I don't know why my face is so red. It was so good. We had them last night and there was leftovers, so yum. We were going to do beef tacos, like ground beef, but the beef had March 5th as the date, but it just didn't smell right. And you know when something doesn't smell right and you're like, this is not going to be good. So dumped that and decided to use some of the thawed chicken I hadn't been frozen, but cooked that up and then shredded it, and it was so good. So good. Thank you, Crystal. This is called Ballroom Gown. I hope that it's focusing better. Ooh. Okay, now I did have the caveat at the beginning that I don't use this one often because I want to fit more things, but the reason I got this one is because I can't tell you how many times I had to go to the hospital with my daughter and had class prep to do and would have loved to have had a tiny little die cutting machine like this and didn't. So I bought this one and then it hasn't happened since. So go figure, but I'm not complaining. Yup. I am using the mini. This is the one that is 20% off this month, so I figured I would feature it. This bundle is also 20% off. I find the hardest thing about this, other than you can only use a certain size of dies, is trying to get it to stay in place. I need my belly to leverage it. And if you're wondering why that was so difficult, it was because I didn't have the bottom plate where it needed to be. It was too far back, so the roller had nothing to grip. I know this looks super awkward. You stay on. It's not as hard as it looks. It's just because I'm trying to keep it from moving. All cut, right? Okay, go. Get out. Can't reach. Go. Go, go, go. I have one of the 4 in here, and at least one of the 3 that's out there keeps sniffing under the door like, why does she get to stay in there? So she was whining to get out, and the other one's trying to get in. But that is the one who barks ballistically every time he barks. So I have something fun to show you at the end. Don't let me forget. It's something I'm going to be offering on my website. And mostly because I used it and, I can't say that. You'll know what it is. I used it on something recently and someone asked, oh my gosh, where did you get that? And I'm like, I made it. So I figured there might be some interest in it. And one lucky person watching live tonight. So let me look into that, because as far as I know with the software that I'm using, it's not StreamYard. I know with StreamYard you can go and grant permission for it to show your name. I think it's a limitation, excuse me, of this software where it doesn't allow names to show from a group. I don't know why, but that will be my research task for this week. Last time was trying to figure out how to get a web page to show, and I worked on it for the last hour and a half, and it still didn't work. Now, part of the reason it didn't work is because every time I went to Stampin' Up! Website, it said, accept all cookies, which I did, but it wasn't registering. So I tried everything, still didn't work. Okay, so that's a bit of a pain to get all those little things out, but it is what it is. Excuse me. It's very dry at my work, so I find that I get home and I'm just coughing. Okay, I will clean that part up later. Now I'm just going to choke on my own saliva. It happened earlier today, so it wouldn't be a surprise. No, but it's on the same kind of track. Do you think I should offer my shirts? I know I've had at least one of my, excuse me. I've had at least one team member that said I should offer them and I should get a bigger heat press. I'm like, I'm going to make sure that this is actually something I can do first. But is it something I should offer? What do you think? Now, on the sample, there's nothing here because there is a sentiment that goes across, but I would really love to have this part brown. But then I'm trying to stick with just the blue and yellow. So my question to you is, should I use Pear Pizzazz as the leaves or just leave it like this? So I also have some brushed brass butterflies. I don't know who came up with that name, but not nice. And some bumblebee ribbon. So we can put a sentiment on there, but I'm not sure that I like the sentiments from this set for this. See, I could die cut that and have it there. I don't feel like any of these sentiments are exactly what I want for this card. I don't know what I want for this card. Anything, I know that this is retired. I actually have 4 extras of them. I will come up with some sentiment that just is perfect. I mean, look at all those stamp sets, right? There's got to be something in there. You could do blue leaves. I could do that. Okay, but shipping to US is expensive. Hi, Sherry. I don't know that it would be that bad for a shirt. I could look into that. Jean, I don't know if you meant to make that a pun, but I love it. Leave it. Leaf it. We could make the ribbon kind of look like the bow. the leaves. Oy. And I do need something for a sentiment, but I'm kind of thinking that's going to have to be an after thing. You know, so many times I've done a Facebook Live and I'm like, oh, I'm just going to wing it. I don't do well winging it. 9 times out of 10, after I've done that, I end up taking it apart and redoing part of it because I'm just not happy. And I just know there's going to be the perfect sentiment for this. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this card. It's not like I can mail it to the Ukraine and have people see it, but it was just the thought of it. So for this, I am just going to add some glue in the middle. I am not going to try and fit it. Now remember I said with the die cut that you're going to look for that one petal that is different from the rest. I just had it. So it should be over here. Now you don't have to get this perfectly lined up, but it is meant to layer like that. Thank you, Melissa. Okay. I may come in with, I'm going to add some more blue because I feel like there's not enough in here. So I will just use my light balmy blue because my blender pen didn't quite accomplish what I wanted it to. The water painter probably would, or the water, I don't even know what they're called. They used to be aqua painters, now they're water painter, water pen, water painter. It probably would have given me more of the blue that I was looking for, but like I said, it always seems to suck up the color on me and I don't love that. I feel like I just end up talking the whole time I'm live with you because it's just too quiet when I'm not. But by the time I'm done, I'm like, oh, that was a lot of talking. Thinking of You would be a good one. I'm going to take a look because there are so many, there are great sentiment only stamp sets, but I would imagine that there's going to be something in an image stamp set that's just going to be perfect. So I'm not going to keep you online for that. I also have my creativity delivered to finish prepping, but I will show you what that perfect for this card sentiment will be. Who knows? Maybe I can send a donation in and have it with this card. I was using PayPal earlier tonight for something, and there is, you can donate through PayPal to Canadian Red Cross, the Canadian Ukrainian Society, something more official sounding, but yeah. Okay, so on the sample, it is right in the middle of the card. There are 2 leaves coming down here. There are 2 of these little, what would you call these? I want to say like laurels or something. And there's also vellum. That's what I'm missing. And I could have kicked myself the other day. I placed an expedited order for one thing. I mean, I ordered a few things just to make it worthwhile. One of them was a bundle I've been wanting, so I mean, nothing wrong with that. But I placed this expedited order and immediately after realized I need more vellum. Immediately. Dang it. I think I've got like half a dozen pieces left. Dumb. Do you ever do that? You place your order and you're like, ah. Okay, so this started off being 3.5 by 5. It's probably 3 by 5 now. I think that's probably pretty darn good. Makes the sunflower stand out, and those sunflowers in the background, they kind of melt in a little bit. Not quite as obvious. I wish I had the perfect sentiment now. I really wish I did, because I want you to be able to see this finished. But. No can do. Did you all see my YouTube video that was shared yesterday? It was recreating one of the Craft and Connect Ladybug cards that I did. Oh, might help if I adhered this. One of my Craft and Connect Ladybug cards, because we were using the Hello Ladybug bundle. I don't know why I'm using liquid glue. I do find though that if I press it in right away, it ends up becoming much less obvious. I mean, if you're really looking, you can tell it's there. It's actually maybe a little more obvious on the camera than it is in real life. But it makes sure it gets adhered and it's never coming off there. I'm gonna pop this up. Yeah, so ladybug card. This one right here. Look at the difference coloring in those dots makes. And everybody loves rainbow, right? Can't just be me. Right? I can absolutely bring the current catalog in, Crystal. I'm in again tomorrow. The new catalog is available, so demonstrators get to look at it for the first time on April 23rd, which just happens to be the day that I'm doing my local on tour, virtual of course. And then the product is available in May 3rd. I don't know. That seems so far away. Like, we still have a ton of snow. So I can't wait to see what's in there. We are, we've got the next Fab Retreat figured out. We're using the Artfully Layered bundle and the Flowing Flowers, which is really hard to say. I'm just trying to kind of make this glue a little less obvious. And then there's a bonus class. But I can't wait to see what's in this new catalog, and then I will plan my bingo accordingly. Speaking of bingo, I attended another demonstrators bingo the other day and won. It was a smaller prize, but it's fun because it was a quick bingo, so it's not actually using a card. That particular game wasn't. It's just based on the numbers that you pick, and it's like our birthdays and special days. So that was pretty cool. Okay, I'm probably going to end up taking this vellum off because I don't love that. So once I figure out what that perfect sentiment is it March 23rd? Is it? Let me check. I feel like it's, yeah, April 23rd would be really late, right? Thank you, Kathy. Let me double check. Oh, for real, it doesn't have my password in here. I will put the dates when I've got them all straight in my head. So March 23rd, and then it's available in May, which makes much more sense because we usually get a month of pre-order. And if you want to be part of the pre-order, then you can consider purchasing the starter kit. I know most people think to purchase the starter kit, you have to run it as a business and you have to do what I do, but you don't. You can purchase it just for your own discount. You can be your own best customer. You get your 20 or 25% off, and it's awesome. You get early access to like the pre-orders and so much stuff, so much good stuff. Okay, I'm sorry. I feel, this feels weird. The stamp said I had ordered, just called them. Oh, no way, Kathy. I thought about that, and then, so that order is going to be here tomorrow. And I ordered the Under the Seas bundle. So if you're not sure what that one is, for my ocean water loving friends, let me show you. I don't know how I've managed to wait so long. It is page 38. So it's this one that has that cool little bubble underwater frame, and then it's got the octopus and the jellyfish and the fish and the crab and the starfish, and so much fun. So that will be here hopefully tomorrow. And before I forget, let me show you the fun thing that I was mentioning. Okay, so I was mailing out some thank you cards to those that shopped with me in January and February. For January people, I'm so sorry, it's so light. And I shared this with someone on my team. I put it, so these are the cards, and then I had the Long Live Snail Mail, which you know I have on a shirt. I put that on there, and they're like, oh my gosh, where did you get that sticker? And I'm like, I made it. So I thought, this one's on a clear sticker paper, which is adorable on the clear envelopes, but I decided I was going to make more of them. And because I live in Canada and Canada Post is red and white, I thought, oh, I need to do them in red, because initially they were green, which is a little more snail-like. You see that little plaid pattern in there? But I thought, no, I need red. So me being me, I couldn't decide on one pattern. So some of them look a little bit different. Like there's little red with white dots. There's an Argyle pattern, which didn't print as well as I hoped. There's some words in there. That one I think I'm going to change because it almost looks like just plain red. There's pink and red. I love this plaid one. I love that one. That reminds me more of like a USPS with the red and blue. And then a cute little pink one, and then some hearts. So I am going to sell these. So this is through Cricut Design Space. So if you want to be able to purchase the file, I can do it that way. But if you want the physical stickers, I can do it that way too. So there's that one. And this one, Eat, Sleep, Craft, Repeat. So when I created that, I wanted the glue coming down so it looked like it had just written the T. So cute, right? It actually looks better on my screen than on my phone. And I just couldn't decide if I liked the white or the black better, so I did both. You see a theme with my indecision. And then this is actually what I started with. I had like a little crafty sheet. Now this one is straight from Cricut Access. I don't take any credit for that one, but the rest of them I designed. Now, I don't know why this keeps happening. Something happens to the P. So it's Eat, Sleep, Craft, Repeat. It worked on here. I don't know why it didn't work on there. But first crafting, and the file that I have with this one is like all of the brights colors. So Pacific Point and Melon Mambo and Daffodil Delight and all the brights. Happiness is crafting. I've got a pinky version of that. I've got Crafter's Gonna Craft in the brights colors. The Long Live Snail Mail you just saw in the reds. I love this one. This one will forever remind me of watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, with my son. I was designing this while we were watching that. So crafting empties my wallet but fills my soul. Isn't that adorable? So it's got a little money bag and then heart on fire, right? For soul. Crafting is my love language. That one I have rainbow, and then I also have a whole bunch of like brights colors, and then crafting in progress. So I haven't decided what price they're going to be, but let me know if you're interested in getting the file or purchasing the actual physical stickers, which will go out in just a letter size, like 8.5 by 11 or 9 by 12 envelope with a piece of cardboard to make sure it doesn't get bent. So that's all. Thank you, Karen. So that's all. I'm gonna go figure out which sentiment goes on here, take a picture and post it, and fix my vellum. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't have a lot of vellum left to work with, so seriously, what was I thinking? Okay, I feel like that's a letdown, but the picture will make up for it, I promise. And it's 8:09, so everyone go enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.